All right, the purpose of this presentation is to explain to you your countries and concepts textbook and why it's an important resource for your class. This book, when you start to flip through it, you'll recognize it as something that's a lot more similar to textbooks that you've had, for instance, in your undergraduate courses that you've taken before. It's a good resource book is what it is. It's going to explain to you specifics about countries around the world. He has the book divided up by countries, and so we'll look at some of those specifically, and then there'll be some that you get to choose from. I wanted you to have this resource that you could consult later on in other courses you took in this degree and later on in your work that you do after you get your graduate degree. The content in each chapter is very, very detailed. There are specific parts in each chapter that you should consult for your assignments. You won't need to go into all the details in each chapter, but look through the chapters. There are charts and graphs. It's designed like a textbook with specific information that will help you understand each country more specifically, with details about the culture, the ideas, actions, and things, material culture in each country. As you go and look in the text, you will see that it's divided up into three categories of countries. There are the liberal democracies, mostly in Europe. Japan is included in that. After World War II, Japan became a liberal democracy. We use the term liberal. We don't mean that they're all voting Democratic. We mean that they are free, liberal, liberated democratic countries. And then he has post-communist countries. After the fall of the Soviet Union and its vassal states in Eastern Europe, there are a number of post-communist countries. There's another category there. And then there are developing countries around the world. And so those are very interesting to look at and to see. So you'll have some of those that are assigned to you, and then a number of those that you just get to pick from, whatever interests you. And so you may have personal connections with some of those countries. You may have friends. You may have been to some of those countries. And so you may want to read some of those and dig into those yourself. Again, let me remind you again, there are specific sections in the chapter that you want to read and for the purpose of this class. It's not the whole chapter, but we're trying to study the cultural elements in the book. This is kind of a political book. We want to look at the cultural parts that are explained in each chapter. And so that's what this book is about. It's really kind of a resource book for you to use and to kind of dig out of it. So when you're reading through a book in any college course, you don't want to necessarily start at the beginning and go all the way to the end. You want to go and approach the chapter or the reading assignment with a purpose. And so you might want to approach with some questions that you have and a mission to kind of go through and dig around and try to find answers to questions that you have as you find information in the text, and maybe go to the end of the book or the beginning of the book and look at subheadings, look at charts, look at graphs, things that interest you to find out information. So that's what this book is about. And so I think this will be of interest to you and will be of use to you in your future studies.